but why? Featuring 60 Minutes. This is News from 5D. I'm Otis 5D.
News from 5D with Otis 5D.
So Keith Woods, the homie Keith Woods, the GOAT Irish nationalist next to Conor McGregor, JK. Kidding, not kidding. He tweets this out from a Mossad member. Quote, "We create a pretend world. We are a global production company. We write the screenplay. We're the directors. We're the producers. We're the main actors. The world is our stage." Keith's comment, a fittingly Jewish perspective. This is super weird. This is like fucking weird. This is like that video. I have chills right now. This is like that fucking video that came out a few years ago about like the ghosts in the machine, like the American psyop thing. I should have saved that video. I don't know why I'm so dumb and I didn't play that video right now. But it's like, why did they make that video? Were they recruiting? Like, is this a recruiting thing? Are they saying, like, are you the best and the brightest young Jew? Like, come join us and create a pretend world, a global production company. We write the screenplay. We're the directors. We're the producers. We're the main actors. The world is our stage. There's something so evil about this. There's something so satanically evil. That is like that is just my like gut reaction. Like this is like pure evil oozing out into reality. I don't know. Like I'm not a huge predictive programming guy, which just in case you're a fucking normie who stumbles upon this one day. Like that means the idea that somehow like bad people have to tell you what they're doing before they do it. I don't know, man. Why are they announcing this? Are they trying to get the Middle East to like just surrender before they start? Like what is this? Like why is this happening? Anyway, let's watch the actual video. And this is 38 seconds, so I won't take too much of your fucking time.
How did you convince Hezbollah to buy this?
Bro, what is that? Like what is that? Like that is so creepy. I mean, I get it. I get OPSEC and everything, but like what? Like what is this? This is so fucking weird.
Obviously, they didn't know that they were
This
buying
guy sounds
it from
like an
Israel.
American.
Who did they buy it from? Or I think they were buying it from?
We have an incredible...
And bro, okay. Dude, I fuck with Mike Benz heavily. Why does Mike Benz never talk about Mossad? Mike Benz is a Jew who used to run something called Frame Game Radio, where he went on the radio show of Luke Ford, who I fucking know. This is so crazy. Luke Ford is an Australian white guy who converted to Judaism. I met him at a Jewish event at Dockweiler Beach in like 2010, and he fucking offered to do Alexander technique on me, and I went to his house and he did fucking Alexander technique on me. And he had a fucking vertical mouse, and I had never seen a vertical mouse. And he had a Kinesis keyboard, and I had never seen a Kinesis keyboard. And then that was it. And then like 4 or 5 years later, I discovered that he's like considered one of the most vicious like white supremacists, you know, up with Richard Spencer. And I just met this guy as like, you know, this Jewish dude at Dockweiler Beach who did Alexander technique on me. So anyway, Mike Benz, this is all on BitChute, Frame Game Radio. That was his pseudonym back like 6 years ago. He was doing interviews with Luke Ford, this like virulent white supremacist guy. I mean, you know, quote unquote. Like like obviously people just say white supremacist when they mean people talking about things they don't want you to talk about. And Mike Benz was talking about the Jews and shit, bro. And he's a Jew. And like, what happened? Why does he endlessly talk about the blob and the State Department and USAID and like all this stuff? And like never Israel, never Mossad. He's too smart. And Twitter is like a giant pool of noticing the Jews. And like even Elon has been forced by how much of this is going on Twitter to like get in the game every so often before dipping out. And I don't know, bro. None of this shit, like a lot of shit doesn't add up. And in my experience, when shit doesn't add up, it's because it fucking stinks. And I don't know how it stinks, and I could be wrong. I don't have a fucking crystal ball, but something weird is going on. And this is fucking weird,
array
bro.
of possibilities of creating foreign companies that have no way being traced back to Israel. Shell companies over shell companies to affect the supply chain to our favor. We create a pretend world. We are a global production company. We write the screenplay. We're the directors. We're the producers. We're the main actors. The world is our stage.
Like, that guy, I just thought to myself, like, that guy might not even be saying that. Like, that could be an AI voice. That could be the voice of a producer. Like, what is this? Why is this video coming into existence? Mossad is clearly the shadowiest thing on the planet that the public is aware of. There are probably a lot of things that I've never heard of, you know, but I don't know, bro. There's some fucking weird shit going on right now. And all of this like Zionist takeover, this like Silicon Valley Zionist takeover of MAGA is so weird. And you know what? Should I play it on this video? No. You know, in another video, we'll look at Eric Weinstein talking about how like MAGA's great, but there's a bunch of anti-Semitism and we got to get rid of that. And there is some weird shit going down right now, man. There is a massive split occurring between kind of like America First nationalists. And it's so funny because I think this is like a repeat. It makes me want to go down the rabbit hole of like Charles Lindbergh, who is like the first guy to fly across the Atlantic or something like that. And he came back as like an America First, I think like anti-Israel guy, and got canceled. And then Henry Ford, you know, spent the majority of the rest of his life publishing the Dearborn Independent and talking about the world's foremost issue is the international Jew. And here we are again. And these wily Jews are at the center of the story yet again. You know, all the COVID people, like, I don't want to say all, that's like an exaggeration because, and you know, I like to be hyperbolic, but people fucking dorks, you know, they technically it's not all of them. You know, like 80% of the COVID scam people, both in the government and in the pharma companies, are Jews. And then it goes straight into Russia and Ukraine. And like the president of Ukraine is like a Jewish actor. And the whole thing started because Victoria Nuland, like a virulent Jewish Zionist, like overthrew the government of Ukraine in 2014. And then like that starts to slow down. And then right away, October 7th happens, which is like the fucking scammiest thing where it's like, how did they not? Like this is, I remember when I went to Israel and, you know, they were touring us around on the Birthright bus with the IDF and everything, and the wall was like being, I think it wasn't even fully built at that point, the Iron Dome and all of that, but they were just talking about how like this is the most sophisticated thing the world has ever seen, blah blah blah. And then like what? Huh? Like none of this makes sense. And now this fucking weirdo in like a video game costume comes out talking about we create a pretend world. We're a global production company. We write the screenplay. We're the directors. We're the producers. We're the main actors. The world is our stage. Whoa, bro. Like I feel like this is like the precursor to like a total Mossad takeover of the world or something. If I had to put, you know, like that's, again, if you're new to my channel, I always make the same analogy, which is if somebody gave me money to bet on something like in craps or roulette or whatever, I would bet that this is the precursor to Mossad coming out and being like, look, we're going to run the world now, okay? Like, the U.S. government is our puppet state, and we have blackmail on everybody, including you, me, like everybody. And fuck you, pay me, right? So that's my guess. And I don't know, dude. If you have more innocuous explanations, sometimes I'm crazy, right? I acknowledge that. Sometimes I just like go off the deep end, but I try not to, right? I try to like stay in the acceptable realms of insanity. And this one strikes me as real fucking weird. Why does this exist? Why does this piece of content exist? I can't figure it out. So it's like gnawing at me a little bit. Anyway, go fuck yourself. Peace.
Otis5D.xyz.
Go fuck yourself.